treat me right. I'm feeling good, my little lady. She's gonna take me to the other side. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and we're gonna get real. Come on, baby. Let's take a ride. I don't know where we're gonna go, but first, let's dance. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much, and you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and we're gonna get real. Oh. I'm feeling high, my little lady. I'm gonna take it to the other side. I'm feeling strong, my little lady. I'm gonna keep her moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn.
Giottos are so good. These chocolates are what? Chocolates? We're here about astrophotography. What are we doing? Wrong video. Whoops.
What have I done? Ooh, what have you seen? Early at night, got in the fight, in the candlelight, looking through the screen. Now what have I done? What have you seen? You know there's no future in love when a person has come in between. Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Can't look back and now he feels so strong. Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Left last night and now it's been so long. What have I done? What have you seen? There was nothing to say, took her away, and I feel the pain. Made love in vain. Oh, oh, what have I done? What have you seen? She knows there's no future in love when a person has come in between. Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Can't look back and now he feels so strong. Jamie's gone, Jamie.
telescope now. Get what's wrong with this thing?
The lost Lone Ranger, can I break this spell? Do one thing right, do I make you do things wrong? If I want that fine line, I will always take it wrong. If I just do left, I can hear from the right. I sleep all day long, and I'm breathing through the night. I've seen a lot of bankers, and I've seen a lot of cops. I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all the stops. I've seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I've felt a lot of women who refuse to understand. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money and whatever else bring. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 It's gotta mean something. It's gotta. Where did my color go? Got your head in the sand. You can't be in control, using a powerful hand. I wanna be you, I wanna see you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue, yeah. All right. Cat learns to ring a bell. Rat gets free from the maze. We can be taught to love. We've got to learn the way. I wanna see you, I wanna be you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shadows. Push me to the edge, add a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue, yeah. I wanna be, I wanna see, don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. Push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, add a little color, it's black and white and blue. Yeah, black and white and blue. You're gonna black and white on the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, add a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue. Another man come around today, gonna mess with my dream, gonna take it all away. Take it all away. I'm just a boy with nothing to lose, got my head in the news, got a bad attitude, yeah. Go away. So I play guitar. Another woman come around today, she wanna slice up my pie, she gonna try to lock me all the way. Lock me all the way. I'm just a boy with nothing to lose, got my head in the news, got my bad attitude, yeah. I don't care, 'cause I got nothing to lose. I don't care, 'cause I won't let them bring me down.
So it's a wonderful night tonight. It's really good. You know, cloudy nights and not cloudy nights, but clear dark sky you know, was it clear outside? Says it's going to be a wonderful night tonight. I mean, tonight, last night was wonderful. Tomorrow's supposed to be great. So I think I'm going to leave my telescope out all night, and it's going to be a really nice night tonight. So I'm hoping to get some really good shots of the Cave Nebula, which is part of my astrophotography meets D&D imaging. I know it's kind of scary, like the way I look at my eyes, kind of crazy. It's pretty cool, but I'm super excited for tonight, and let's see what kind of data I got. Oh, yeah.
Dirty. I swear to God, these clouds are just pissing me the off. I don't understand. I don't listen to these things anymore. I can't take it. New York, you suck. And you know what? I'm so done with all this. My telescope's out here chilling out, and all I got is freaking clouds and PhD beeping at me till no goddamn end. Unbelievable. What am I gonna do? I need to move. I'm so finished with this. I hate this. I've seen a lot of bankers, and I've seen a lot of cops. I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all the stops. Oh, I'm feeling high, my little lady. I'm gonna take it to the other side. I'm feeling strong, my little lady. I'm gonna keep her moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn. Never gonna stop till I see the light. I'm feeling high, my little lady. I'm gonna take it to the other side. You know I used to smoke too much. You know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car. You can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car. We're gonna get real. Oh, I'm feeling good, my little lady. She's gonna take me to the other side. I'm feeling nice, my little lady. She's gonna keep me moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn. Never gonna stop, she's gonna treat me right. I'm feeling good, my little lady. She's gonna take me to the other side. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and we're gonna get real. Come on, baby. Let's take a ride. I don't know where we're gonna go, but first, let's dance. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and we're gonna get real. Oh. take her to the other side. I'm feeling strong, my little lady. I'm gonna keep her moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn. Then I'm gonna...
Giottos are so good. These chocolates are... What? Chocolates? We're here about astrophotography. What are we doing? Wrong video. Whoops.
What have I done? Ooh, what have you seen? Early at night, got in the fight, in the candlelight, looking through the screen. Now what have I done? What have you seen? You know there's no future in love when a person has come in between. Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Can't look back and now he feels so strong. Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Left last night and now it's been so long. What have I done? What have you seen? There was nothing to say, took her away, and I feel the pain, made love in vain. Oh, 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 what have I done? What have you seen? She knows there's no future in love when a person has come in between. Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Can't look back and now he feels so strong. Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Left last night and now it seems so long. Ooh. Ooh. You can hear these words I say when you're a million miles away. Yeah! Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Can't look back and now he feels so strong. Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Left last night and now it seems so long. Jamie, come on, Jamie, yeah. And now you feel so strong. Jamie, come on, Jamie, yeah. Left last night and now it seems so long.
What the hell's wrong with my telescope now?
Hey, are we here? Are we here?
Are we here? Are we talking? I think we're talking.
I think we're talking. We're here.
We're here.
Good.
We're here.
We be
What's up,
here.
everybody?
My fault,
Check.
everybody. My fault. I was late. Oh my God.
You got barking dogs.
Those aren't mine.
Not mine. Oh, what? We come online finally 10 minutes late and everybody leaves. Look at that. What's going on here? What's happening? I don't want to see Scott's butt. Get that thing out of here. So Dave, welcome back, Dave. What's happening?
Thanks, sir. I've been in a little hiatus, but
Yeah. How's it going? How's it going in the area? Your Caps seem to be doing okay.
Except for last night, they looked terrible. But only one game.
It's okay.
Yeah, I saw your Islanders finagled the first draft pick.
How the hell did that happen? First time in fourth time in Islanders history they get the first round draft. First round, first pick. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah. So hopefully they don't do the same thing they did with the last two picks. One was DiPietro. And the other one was Pajama Boy, John Tavares.
They were talking about who they might go after. To be honest, I think the guy's name was Schaefer.
Schaefer. Schaefer, Higgins, and Miso have been thrown around, but we'll see. Personally, I'd like to see Higgins because it's almost Higgins and from Long Island. So the guy's from Long Island. So anyway, what's going on, everybody? We are here. We are back, and I got a question for a lot of people. Whoever has, I guess, I know this is going to be a random kind of thing, but whoever has a CGX mount, uses CPWI, and uses a Starsense Autoguider, please text me because I hate CPWI. I can't stand it. I think the software is just not good.
Wonky.
Maybe it's just me not being used to it. It could be user. But I'm
you don't have a Celestron. You don't have a Celestron mount.
No, but I've had experience with with CGXs before and stuff like that. It's just and I know CPWI from dealing with building other people's rigs and stuff like that. But
dude, you gotta get your battery fixed or something.
Oh God, what
the battery?
Your battery or something, dude.
Not a battery.
Something rebooted.
It's not the battery. For whatever reason, this camera itself does not like holding settings, and it automatically goes to demo mode, which is annoying as well.
Annoying.
It goes on power save automatically, and I don't understand. It doesn't save. I'm just gonna get a new camera. Screw it. It's time for a new camera anyway. Off. Demo mode is off. Okay.
Just get a webcam.
You know what? I have one. It's right here, but I just haven't. I don't know. I'll get another one. Anyway, what's going on, people?
So you talked about CPWI.
Yeah, I'm dealing with the gentleman that I'm trying to help, and I'm trying to get him to use Nina, right? With CPWI and the Starsense Autoguider, right? I mean, it's the Starsense Autoguider looks great. So from what I've learned from it, and with Nina, you got to turn this off. But I mean, that's something else. I got to take this out and turn my ear. Sorry. So with CPWI, and you have the Starsense Autoguider, basically it does the plate solve and the tracking all in one camera. So it's pretty kind of cool. So, and it hooks directly into the mount where you don't you got to use direct guide, even though you're using PhD as a monitor, you got to use direct guider to kind of use it. And I still haven't gotten there yet, but when you got to make sure, number one, when you're using the Starsense Autoguider, you have to recalibrate, because it's good when you're using it visually, because it's kind of weird, because what happens is the Starsense Autoguider does a plate solve and puts it in the center of the chip of the autoguider. You know what I mean? That's not necessarily your imaging chip.
Correct.
Exactly.
So there's
unless you have it perfectly aligned.
Right. So you gotta let it do its thing and center it, and then calibrate it to your imaging camera, so that they're both the same, just like you would do with a viewfinder.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
But what it does is, and it was I didn't know this till later. So there's something called precise alignment in the Starsense, and if you're using Nina, this is the funny thing. This is what happens. Even if you're calibrated right, doesn't matter. If you have precise alignment on, it's always going to go default to the autoguider, right? So what it does is it'll get it, Nina will plate off, it'll be in the center, and then the Starsense will move it to where it's in the center of the camera no matter what. So you got to have that turned off. Every other picture streaks because it kept on moving it back to where it thinks
to the
it's
center
supposed
of the guide camera.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to turn off that precise alignment. If you do that, then it won't move. It'll go and it'll default to whatever your program is, whether that be SGP, whether that be Nina, whatever. But
the Star Guider won't work with PhD2.
So there's you could run it through the PhD server, but it doesn't run it through a PhD program on Nina. It runs it through the direct guider driver on Nina, because you're not USB into the camera. You're like 6-pin into the mount.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it doesn't do this. So it doesn't do pulse guiding. It does like a direct guide or something.
It's a direct guide. Yeah, it's a direct guide. So I'm still playing with it. I'm not 100% sure how it works. So I just started with it last night with this guy, and it was interesting because it was out of control. It's like, don't mess with my. I said, but I didn't know that, once it slews, the hand controller kind of takes over and just runs the guider, and that's it. It runs everything. The guider runs on its own. It's all self-contained.
Gotcha.
So I'm assuming that there's a pulse guide to the motors. You know what I mean? But we'll have to see. But
yeah.
Joe Sardina, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Hello, Newman. Jerry, how you doing? Welcome back. Stephanie Duke, how's it going? Let's see. I see Wilfredo. I see Matt, Chris, Kevin. How's it going? ICXT9, what's up, buddy? But that's where I'm at with if anybody has any pointers on how to run CPWI with the Autoguider and Nina, please hit me up, because it's definitely been a challenge, and it's even been a bigger challenge because I did not figure this out until later on, but he was using a Uranus C on an 11-inch Schmidt, so it was really tough trying to
I was going to ask you, what's he got on top of the mount?
Yeah, he's got an 11-inch edge, and it was really tough to get plate solid with that small chip and that small focal length. It was almost impossible.
Yeah.
But
let's go. OAG PhD2.
What was that, guys? Sorry, you were talking over each other.
I said OAG and PhD2.
Let's try that again.
OAG and PhD2, he said.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
In other words, get rid of the Starsense.
That is not in the cards. Not in the cards.
Okay.
The only advice I got.
Normally with that focal length, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. I think the Starsense Autoguider works a lot better with, shorter focal lengths because, the focal length of that is, I don't even know, it can't be much. It's this big, but it is one of those things that's made to work with those mounts. So, I'm still not 100% sure on the whole thing with that, but iPoint steered me away from the AVX to, oh yeah, there is no contest between the AVX and the EQ6R. It's like a Toyota and a Mercedes. It's like, there's
It's like a Kia and a Mercedes.
all right, fine. Kia.
Toyotas are at least decent.
I guess. Kia. Let's see. Is there anything worse? How about a rabbit? A rabbit.
Yeah. A Chevette.
How about a Yugo?
Yugo. There you go. Yugo.
Yeah.
So yeah. If it is what it is, then yeah, you just got to figure out doing the best you can.
Yeah, and Rich, yeah, you're right. I watched a bunch of his videos, Heavenly Backyard. He doesn't go over what you need to know, and he does a lot of good videos, and there's a lot of interesting stuff that he says, but they're not very pointed. They're just, it's kind of like this show, right? It's not very pointed, but it's like, but when you're going on a video to try and get some information, it really doesn't go deep like it needs to be. Yeah, it doesn't go deep on that.
Use the Starsense? I'm not sure he does.
No, he has a setup. He does. I did look at his videos. He does have a couple videos with the Starsense line and Nina. He actually has a video on
and
that.
A big Schmidt too, right?
I think it was at 9 1/4, if I remember right. But
I think it's an 11.
Maybe it could be. I don't know. I was kind of trying to delve into that video, and I got my whole list of notes here.
Pat Prokop, that's his name, I think.
What's that?
Pat Prokop, I think is his name.
I'll take your word for it. I don't know. But it's like one of those things where I just don't.
What is my dog barking?
I just don't like CPWI, to be honest with you. I really don't. Oh, he has an 11. Thanks, Rich. But my brain was kind of shot last night because I was working with him until about midnight or so, and then I went to SFRO with my scope that was supposed to be fixed, and I was all psyched. It was clear, and I go focus, and the focuser doesn't move.
Ruh-roh.
So I had no focuser. So I tried fixing that for 2 hours and to no avail, and got no data, at all.
You got the Sesto on that, right?
Yeah.
Must be something mechanical.
No, they just.
Did you put the rack and pinion on? You did put the rack and pinion.
Oh yeah, it's there. It's there. No,
what scope?
We got a
The Carbon Star Newtonian.
So we got we got the Carbon Star. We got the Poseidon M with all the 3 nanometer filters and LRGB from Optolong, Sesto Senso and Eagle, the upgraded focuser that Dave was talking about. And if I could only get, data, be good.
So you were able to hook up to everything, it just wouldn't move?
Everything moved. Just the focuser wouldn't focus. I'll show it to you right now.
That's what I mean. The focuser wouldn't move though at all, or
no, the focuser moved. Well, the motor moved. The focuser didn't.
I gotcha.
So either a bushing or a grub screw or something is not working.
Yeah, something mechanical.
What's that?
A mechanical connection.
Oh yeah, it's all mechanical. Yeah.
So somebody down there has to.
Yeah. So I put in a ticket at 11 o'clock last night. And hopefully, you know, I spoke to Bray Falls today, and he said he's going to get to it today. So I'm hoping that somebody is there to do something with it, because, you know, I've been there 6 weeks now, and I got 5 hours worth of data. So
Yeah.
so I'm not. So let's see if I could.
This is a focuser that is on that is native to the telescope. It came with the telescope.
Well, the telescope came with the
upgrade for
Crayford. Then Apertura, the guys who made the Carbon Star at High Point, came out with the rack and pinion. So bought the rack and
So it's
pinion,
Crayford.
replaced the rack and pinion, and put the Sesto sensor on it. So it worked fine in
And
New
it
York.
racks. You say it racks in and out.
Oh yeah.
No, it doesn't. The focuser apparently moves, but it's not.
No, the
moving
focus
focus.
motor turns, but the
It's not
focuser
moving the
does not
actual
rack
focuser.
out. So the
So something's
there's
slipping.
grub screws like an EAF kinda. There's grub screws on there, and there's a bushing. So the bushing's probably turning, but the grub screws aren't on the pinion on the focuser.
Engaged.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then I can tell you the focuser pinion, the shaft for that is real tiny.
It is.
So,
It is.
and I don't think it doesn't have like a flat spot.
It doesn't.
Somewhere.
It doesn't. And
So
we
you gotta make
suggested to
sure
them to
wherever
use
you
some.
tighten down, you tighten that some.
Yeah, we suggested using some. I know me and Scott were talking about it before about some Loctite, some blue Loctite,
Mm-hmm.
just to get it on there, and then so it don't move. But if I could, let's see.
Can you remove the focuser from the telescope? Can you expose? What I'm getting at is, can you expose that shaft?
Yeah. Well, why?
That's how you attach the automatic.
Well,
focus.
what I'm getting at is, if you can expose the shaft, you can pull that focuser right out. I don't know if you have a Dremel tool with a grinder. Just create a little flat right where you see that grub
you could do
screw
that.
marking it. Create a little bit of a flat there, so that grub screw will engage.
Yeah, you could do that.
And it
you
won't
could
slip.
definitely do it. But that thing, to Dave's point, that pinion is like, it's a little bigger than like
4 millimeters.
It's like a little bigger than that. It's not very big.
Really tiny.
And I don't understand why
But I
they
mean,
made
I
it
have
like that.
I have my automatic focuser on my Carbon Star, and you know it's not an issue. I tighten that gear down on that shaft so tight it ain't moving, and I haven't had an issue. It's just probably when it got put together and shipped, something wiggled loose or something.
Yeah. So here you go. I'll show you real quick. So that's what the star looks like.
Yeah, it's a little out of focus.
Yeah, a little bit. And I think this flatness
Collimation needs to be a little.
Yeah, collimation. It's a lot thicker here and a lot thinner here.
Yeah.
That's another thing. And this is round 2 of their collimation. They said they did it with an OCal, but
well, you can do it with an OCal. You still got
to tweak it. I know. Yeah, you still got to tweak it. But if you
that flat spot's probably your flat panel. Maybe just hanging.
I don't have a flat panel on it yet.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought you
no, the ring. I guess Deep Sky Dad had the wrong dimensions for the outside diameter.
Okay.
So I'm waiting on the new ring to get there. So the flat panel isn't there, but there is an OAG there. So I'm thinking that might be the prism head.
Oh, could be. Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. But I mean, if you take a look at as we go out to the side on how the collimation is, you know. But even now, so let's see. I don't even know if they did anything. If I connect the focuser, right?
Because you look on the right-hand side of that image, and the collimation is on the other side, or the error is pointed, to the other side. You see that?
Oh yeah.
So are
That
you
could be
sure about your back
backspace.
focus?
That could be back focus.
I'd have to see a star. I'd have to see a star field to kind of see that. But am I 100% sure? No, but it was set up. It was set up right. I mean, the millimeters are set up right. That I know because I didn't have this problem in New York when I tested it.
Okay.
So,
Well, but um it might be something with the secondaries.
it could be. It could be. Absolutely. But what am I doing here? So if I do equipment and camera's on, focus is on, why does it say it's moving? They might be working on it because now I can't connect to the camera.
They're fixing it as we speak.
I can tell you right now. Let's see.
Yeah, you get your camera. Some dude hanging out by your telescope.
They took off the peer camera too because the peer camera's not there.
Whoops. So they're working on it.
They probably got it all. Well, but your focuser connected, so not everything's unplugged.
Let's see. That doesn't really show me much. Huh. They might be working on it right now. I don't know because my peer camera is not there. It's not there. Yeah, it's not there. All right. Well, can't show you anything.
No, maybe they're working on it.
Could be.
Is it supposed to be clear down there tonight?
Yeah, that's what I said. Please.
So maybe they are. Maybe they're like, oh, we got to get Dan up and running.
I said no. They didn't say that. Port over current. Why? You see, they must have done something. Hold on a second. They must have done something because my port 1 was shut down. Now the Poseidon's gone.
Reboot.
Yep.
Well, I'm not going to reboot if they're working on it. What I mean.
Yeah.
So I'll just let it go. Now that's fine. We can move on. I'll watch it while they're doing it. It's only 6:38 over there, so I don't know what they're doing, but
Are they on Mountain Time? Or are they on Central?
well, it's Texas, so it's Central, 1 hour.
Central.
So it's okay. So it's
I got to turn Eric up a little bit. Eric, you've been all quiet.
Yeah, man. I've just been listening.
Yeah, well, so that's what's going on in my land. So other than that, we got some offers on the house, and you know.
Yeah, I started working on. I was working on a video. I tell you, getting started with a video is fun. It's the editing that is just my God.
All the work.
So, that's all the work. So what I was going to do was do a video on the pure plate, the misalignment, and all that stuff. So I did all that, and I did that this weekend. It's just like
Can't
all
pick
right.
stupid.
No, you can't. No.
What is that on your chest under that? What is that?
Oh, it's my mic.
Oh, okay. All right. It's this fuzzy thing floating around.
Yeah, it's the mic. Because everybody keeps complaining about wind noise.
I still hear it.
Huh?
It's still there.
Still there?
Oh yeah. You're in a turbine.
What the hell?
Your decibels without you talking is almost 20. So
Jeez. So anyway, so so this weekend is this past Sunday, I got out there and started working on the pier and on the pier plate and all that good stuff. And yeah, exactly. And I feel it. dealing with a mighty mouse, sometimes I feel stupid sometimes. But I got everything fixed, and all it took me was my impact driver and this little guy,
okay.
and some WD-40, and yeah, that was it. It's a drill. It's like this is one of those drill tap for metric.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's for M6. So, and it was only, and the pier is hollow, so it was only 5 millimeters thick. So it went through it like butter.
Nice.
And
well, of course it did. It's yeah, that's a hardened drill bit.
Yeah. So it went through it like butter, and it tapped everything to M6, and I was able to, get it all lined up, and now it's perfectly polar aligned. And
you tapped the aluminum?
Yeah, because if you see this, I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, I understand that. How thick is the plate?
Oh, the pier itself is hollow. It's only like 5 millimeters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How thick is the plate where it's threaded, where you threaded it? 5 mil?
Yeah.
How long are the bolts?
The bolts?
How long are the bolts? Do the bolts go through the end? Do
they
go all the way through the plate?
They go all the way through.
Can you see the bolts? Or are they inside something?
They are no. I can't. Yeah, it's all covered up, but it's the same. They are probably 10 millimeters.
So they stick through.
10. Yeah, they may stick through a little bit, but they're solid. They're like tight. I mean, these are the same ones that came with the. It's like basically doing the same thing like I did with the pier, like with the Optron pier. So I just took the pier plate off, drilled through, put the pier plate back on, shifted it around, and screwed it, bolted it back in.
These are stainless steel. These are stainless steel screws, right? Bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 millimeters is not a whole heck of a lot.
But that's what came with the pier anyway.
In the steel, it's fine, but into aluminum, that's not a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah.
If it was me, I would be adding stainless steel nylon lock nuts up underneath there, but to tighten up against that aluminum plate just to reinsure it.
I can take a look at that. But right now, like I said, yeah, it's that sucker. These are the same ones I've been using, same bolts that came with the pier, and been using them forever. So yeah,
I'm not worried about the bolts. It's the aluminum plate.
Oh, the aluminum. Oh, the plate, the pier plate itself. That was already self-tapped. I took the pier plate off and I just drew it through the pier.
Okay.
So yeah, and so I did that, got it all done. That's all set, and organizing mattress stuff. It's a 5 cats. So that's all done. The Paramount's on there. Everything's polar aligned, and I was able to get T-points done. Okay. So I got the T-points done. I got about a little over 200, maybe 250 something like that. Let's take a quick look here, and yeah, it looks fairly good to go. I'll share my screen. Let's go share screen. So let's go point mod. So it's all done. It did, yeah, it's about 250, almost 250 T points that it did. Yeah, polar alignment. Everything looks good. Azimuth is good. And elevation's good. So everything is set as far as polar alignment. And I turned ProTrack on, and now everything's linked up. PhD2 is linked up. So PhD2 is linked up here, and Nina's linked up. Took me a second to figure out what the heck on, because it kept failing on me. I didn't realize I had to go into admin mode at least one time on PhD2 to get it started. And so that way it can communicate with, so the Sky can communicate with PhD2 and Nina. You go into admin mode at least once. You have to start it up, start the Sky once in admin mode so the scripting and everything can work. And then from there, that was it. So everything has been so far so good. I just haven't had a chance to do anything yet. Eliminate PhD and guide with the Sky. I haven't gotten there yet. That's gonna be. I'm gonna figure that out. Yeah, we'll have to connect, Norm, so I can figure that out as far as guiding and all that stuff. I'm sure it's probably not going to be that hard, but I just need to get to do that. So my next plan is to take the refractor off, at least for the moment, and get the Schmidt on, because I got to collimate it. And I got to check its collimation and everything. And once I get that done, then I'll do a T-point model with that and go from there. So, but yeah, I was looking at astrophyric, and it's just nothing but clouds. It looks like for the foreseeable future, at least for the next week and a half. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's probably the same thing with you, Scott, heading down that way.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I got a picture of a dirty outhouse. It's a picture.
Can't believe this.
Yeah.
So they said they fixed everything, and now 2 of my cameras aren't plugged in.
So I just gotta let them know. Hey, the cameras aren't plugged in. Something.
I don't understand what they did, because they also tripped one of the power wires in the Eagle. I had to turn it back on.
They tripped one of the
Well,
power
you know, it doesn't really matter.
I bet
anyway,
you they pulled
alone.
a USB cable out for the camera for the Poseidon, and it tripped. It tripped the power for it. But it's not being shown in Windows now.
Oh boy.
I just sent them another ticket. Like,
I'm sure they'll figure it out.
I mean, this has been a constant thing over the past 2 weeks. I mean, they say they fix something and then they don't test it to the point and make sure everything's working before they leave. At least that's my experience right now. I mean, they're saying that the obstruction for the flat bottom stars is a focus tube in the light path.
They're saying your focus tube is the focus tube. Really?
That's what they're saying.
There should be a terminal stop for that, so that it
You would
can't get
think,
down into the
right?
Yeah. Unless somebody has loosened up something there and it's going beyond the limit.
Oh, not sure.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
I'm a little frustrated right now.
So we did not have a novice entry this week for image of the week, unfortunately, but we do have 4 really good images under our experience. So what we're going to do is that I will bring that up, and then you guys can start going to the AstroWorldWeb.com/IOTW and check it out. So let me just spin it up here and we'll take a look at these images. Okay, so share here. Come on. All right, so image of the week for this week. So yes, last week's Abel 85 collaboration was the experienced winner, as well as Joe's Leo triplet for the novice. With the little asteroid there, which was pretty cool. And for our experience bracket, we have Mitchell Jupiter with his 18-inch home-built Newtonian. We have the Moon, Half Moon by Keith. This was with the Sea Star. We have Dr. Meyer, Greg's Sharpless 311 from his Esprit 120. And last but not least, we have Wilfredo's M106 from his ZWO 130. So we've got 19 votes so far. So don't forget to get out there and go to the website, AstroWorldWeb.com/IOTW and vote. And don't forget, so at the end on Saturday, we'll open up entries for next week's, for the May 16th image of the week.
Sweet.
Cool. All right, all right. What we got going on in the chat here? Well, Kevin, you know, whenever that would be very cool to find out as if I don't have to guide, that would be very cool. As soon as I can do that. And Joe, I think, yes, I did do a super T-point model, if I'm not mistaken here. I did do that. Because it's just a lot to keep up with, but yes, I did do a supermodel, and it did everything. So I did do that as well. Just to let you know. So no, let's see. Yeah, there's some really, really cool pictures this week. So like I said, get out here and vote. Check everything out.
Check it out.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. So yeah, it's got a C8 HD for imaging besides it being to get a 10-inch f4 Newt. So you didn't get the Edge HD. You decided to get the Newt instead, Mitchell? Now, I was actually thinking about getting, because we talked a little bit about me getting, because I got to calibrate my Edge 8, about getting the OCal, the version 3. Have you heard anything up or down as far as how well it does with Schmitz? Because my 2.0 OCal always seems a bit off.
Yeah, so the 3, they did a couple of better things with it. You got better resolution, you got better sensitivity, you got a better chip, and you got better software.
Okay.
Not saying that the OCal 3 doesn't really, like we were just talking about, it still needs a star tweak. Nothing does collimation better than a star test, in my opinion. I don't care if you got the $650 Hotech laser collimator or not, but even with that, I think you need a tweak of the stars.
But you always got to verify it.
Yeah,
you always got to verify. I'm actually thinking about, instead of using the OCal and going with the OCal, it's just I'm very curious to try to use MetaGuide. I've heard it's quite good at what it does for a free software, that it does very good.
Hell yeah.
Collimation of a Schmidt.
I just watched a video on it just like yesterday or 2 days ago maybe, and that hyper tunes that collimation like nobody's business. I mean, it's that software is
the MetaGuide software. Yeah. For it to be free, Mitchell says MetaGuide sucks.
I have never tried it, to be honest with you. I've never tried MetaGuide. I am happy with my PhD 2, and I don't want to try anything else, to be honest with you.
I struggle enough with PhD 2 at times, and I just attribute it to I got bad seeing.
I know there's another thing. I know it's for I believe it's for
MetaGuide. You can MetaGuide. I'm talking about is just I'm using it just thinking about using it for collimation.
I was just thinking for collimation.
Yeah.
Because it uses that, that the software, it puts that little red dot so that it tries to keep that red dot right in the middle of that star. And it allows you to hyper tune it.
Yeah. And now, one thing that I was watching, I don't know if we watched the same video, Scott. You said this gentleman was saying use a red filter.
Yeah, I've heard that.
to
Yeah, he
do
did.
it.
He said that works better that way.
Yeah, it shrinks down the star a little bit to make the point a little closer. So
Yeah. So you just pointed at a bright star, you know. So you're still pointing at a bright star, but yeah, you point at a bright star. Use the red filter, and yeah, you just put that red dot on there. So, but I mean, to each their own. I mean, it's just personal preferences and stuff like that. Because this guy, he started out, he used his imaging camera to start out with, and got it collimated that way. He said for most people that's just fine, but if you really, really want to get deep, then get a planetary cam. Yep, and use a Barlow, put that in there, get that back in there, and then still use that red filter, and then you really fine tune it.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is. So yeah, so I think, you know, I've used all different things. I've used, yeah, I mean, again, this Duncan mask, you know, you got these. I mean, I got tribats. I've got every freaking thing. It's nuts to try, you know, to do with collimation. So doing star, you know, I've done straight star. So yeah. So with that 8, I'm just going to give it a shot with this 8, and I'm probably going to try the 585 with it, with the 8, with the Edge 8, and see how that goes. Yeah, Mitchell, let me know how it does, because that's what I'm actually thinking of doing myself, is trying the 585 on galaxies and seeing how it does. Your star spread is big.
Still nothing, Dan?
no, nothing. And the roof is open, and I don't know. It's just that's a set now.
Yeah, it's still going to be pretty light there in Texas. It's only 8 o'clock.
Yeah, but still.
So you keep working on that, Dan. And what else we got? Dan, I hate to get off topic, but I'm sure you're happy about getting the #1 pick.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So there you go. Okay.
100%.
I shot you a text message there real quick earlier.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he's ecstatic.
No, he was happy.
Oh yeah.
And then, you know, winning the lottery, getting it.
Oh, hopefully we'll have a goal scorer, and then you know, somebody who can score goals. You know, more than the $7.5 million 30-goal scorer a year, Cock Nelson.
Oh no.
Oh, I hate that guy. Did you see? He got ripped up. He got ripped up in the TSN. He got ripped up. You trade for the guy, get in the playoffs, and don't score a goal. That I love it. I was doing a jig the whole time. I was like, dude.
We just blew everything out of the water.
Yeah, you know what? And it was your fault.
I know. I should have kept that off the air.
You shouldn't have given me an opening.
I should have given you an opening. Kept that off the air.
Yeah, so you know, I mean, I'm trying to figure this thing out here, because I got, you know, I see stars.
I have never tried borrowing a scope for imaging a galaxy.
No,
what would be the point?
Yeah.
If that
Just so you can reach deeper for smaller galaxies, but
maybe
you're going to turn your scope so slow by doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna.
So
You
now
gotta
you're
turn it
turning
gonna
your
go from-
F7. You're turning your F7 scope to an F14.
14.
Yeah.
Or even, you know, if you
Yeah, or an
got an
F20
8-inch edge, F20.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would recommend doing that.
Yeah.
It's going to be super, super slow, and your I don't think your resolution is going to be that great, even if you use the power mate.
Yeah, but still, that's another thing that we talk about a lot, right? The right tool for the right job, right? So,
Yes.
Not saying to get 18 telescope, although some of us do that, but I mean, sometimes if you want to do deep sky and you want to get into that M97 and you want to get into those small objects, you're going to need focal length, and there's no substitute for it, to be honest with you. You could definitely borrow it, but I mean, you're adding more glass, you're making it dimmer. There's too many negatives than there is positives in doing that.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's all about just as a test. You can try it, as a test. Sure, I mean, it doesn't hurt to try it as a test just to see how things go. But as an overall solution, to get to those dimmer objects, those farther galaxies and dimmer galaxies, I don't know. But yeah, let us know how it works out. But that's just a question. That's just me. And I'm sure the other guys will agree. It's probably overall not going to be the best solution for you.
Well, and
Well, C14 F11, that's native. Native for C14 is F11. Is it not, Scott?
yeah, but it's 3910, in
Focal.
in focal length. I mean, so I mean, you're going way in at almost 4,000 millimeter.
Yeah.
So,
And that's not easy.
I mean, you're not gonna see much in for nebulas or things like that unless they're far distant. But anything up in the Sagittarius arm, nah. I reduced down to F7, and I'm still at 2737, millimeter, and that's got plenty of reach.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about at some point getting a C11. For the C11 at F10, it's at just over 2,800 focal length, I believe. So it's almost basically at F7 of what a C14 would be.
Right.
So, yeah.
But I mean, even reducing it down, you're still just shy of 2,000.
Yeah.
That's still a whole hell of a lot of reach.
Yeah, it is. It is, absolutely. I'd love to see those, Mitchell. If you want to drop them in the critique folder, let us know. Let us know. You put it on Discord or something. But drop it, because I'd love to see those pillars. How about a Hyperstar, you mean, on the C14? I mean, Scott will tell you right there. He's the man who got it.
Yeah. Well, and there's a couple of questions there. I can't read his name. Oh, Asphere59. Yeah. Says, how well does your RST 300 track? I haven't had, any problems. Now, the OAG, as long as I can get a good star, on the OAG, depending on the target, but if I can't get good stars in that OAG, I got to go to the William Optics. I got to go to the guide star, and then it tracks fine. I mean, I was capturing data. Well, I finished my data set for LRGB just the other night, so I was averaging probably around 0.3,
Okay.
0.4 at times.
Okay.
But the other thing that you want to do in PhD2 is to set the PEC, So you want to set the guiding from, oh geez, what the hell's the, I can't remember the setting, but there's a setting in there where you can set it for periodic error, and it'll track based on periodic error.
PPEC.
You know, because
it's
those mounts have a tendency
Predictive PEC.
to be a
That's
little
what it is.
susceptible. Say, I'm sorry, Dan. Say it again.
Predictive PEC.
Yeah, the PEC, exactly. But it's in a particular drop-down setting.
Yeah, it's
in
PPEC.
PhD2 in the
Called
advanced.
PPEC.
PPEC in the,
Yeah.
it's in the algorithms.
Yep.
Yeah, it's in the algorithm section. Yeah, and you just select PEC and guide with that, and that seems to do well. And on that guide star, man, I've seen it go as low as 0.2. You know.
Really?
So. And that's a great scope. That William Optics. I mean, if you're looking for a good guide scope, definitely check out that William Optics. That GuideStar 61 is a piece of work. That's a great scope.
Okay.
You know, and pair it with the 290. You know, and it's fabulous.
Okay.
But I mean, the track.
Is it a helical focuser, or is it a ring, or is it an R, or is it a?
It's got a the scope itself, the focus system, it pulls out, and then you can adjust it, you know, helical.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very easy to get, you know, close to focus, and you don't have to be perfect pinpoint focus for that anyway.
Right.
You know, it's not image quality as long as it can stay tracked on a star. And I mean, you know, even having a star just a little bit bloated, who cares? It's just tracking. But yeah, now, the Hyperstar, I'm actually, as soon as I get my narrowband data, which I was struggling last night. I had my HA filter in, and I could, for the life of me, could not get an autofocus run, you know, to focus. It wasn't the filter or the telescope. It was the seeing and the clouds, the high clouds that were rolling. I was just fighting with it all. I finally said, hang it all and tail with this. I said, I'm gonna have to wait until I can get some good seeing and good clear skies. But yeah, I just could not get it to focus at all last night. But the Hyperstar, as soon as I get my HA data for M51, I'm going to be switching over to that Hyperstar, and I'm going to do a full series video on it. I don't know if it's going to be one, or it's probably going to be at least a 2-part, maybe a 3-part video on the Hyperstar setup and image capturing, collimation, you know, of the Hyperstar, everything that has to go along with it. So, but yeah, it's a fabulous way to take that massive scope and reduce it under 1,000 millimeter focal length. Take it to 720 millimeter focal length at f1.9, f2 at the most. So it's stupid fast. I mean, f2 is just stupid. I mean, it's crazy.
And what's the image circle on that Hyperstar like?
Oh, yeah, Dave, you would ask me. I don't remember off the top of my head.
It's probably got to be pretty big.
Well, yeah, imaging at the front of the scope, yeah.
But I mean, the image circle of the Hyperstar itself, it's probably big enough to support.
Yeah, it's big. I use 2-inch filters in it, so. And I've got some really good filters. I got a quad band filter for it. I've got an NBZ filter for it, an IR cut, and I'm planning on using both cameras, both of the 2600s. So I'll use the mono for just luminance capture, and then you know, and the filters, you know, for using my filters and luminance, and I'm gonna use the one-shot color for color data. But yeah, Dan, I got my data sets. When all was said and done, I had 370 minutes of luminance data on M51. I had 2 hours of each color channel.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I took all of that along with, and I goofed on the darks. I binned at 3x3 instead of 2x2. I had to redo my darks last night, but who cares? You know, so I did. Yeah, I did my darks, and I did my bias last night. So I had those calibrations, and I had my flats. I got my flats done for all of the color channels and the luminance. So I went in and I went into WBPP today, and I went through and calibrated everything, and I run the whole process, and it only rejected 2 pictures.
There you go.
So, and it went through and it did the whole shoot match. So I got my full masters on M51. I was really very pleased with that. So
Nice.
By the way, big shout out to Masters of PixInsight for you guys that haven't been on or looked at Ron Breacher or Pete Pearl, Warren Keller. You know, they're Masters of PixInsight stuff. If you want to learn Masters or want to learn PixInsight, that series is awesome. Check out the PixInsight for not dummies.
Newbies.
PixInsight for dummies.
Yes.
In my case, it's PixInsight for dummies.
Yeah,
Okay.
I learned so much from just the newbie series.
Oh, it's awesome. It is so worth the money.
Yeah.
So worth the
Absolutely.
money. Yeah.
That's what got me. That's what got me over the hump of using PixInsight. But speaking of PixInsight, I have not had a chance to check this out myself. But Frank with SETI Astro just released he added to his suite a blink where you use, I believe, blink and subframe selector to it blinks your images automatically, goes through all your images and checks eccentricity and everything automatically, helps you just go through everything and just so you don't have to go and blink everything yourself. It does it. He's got it set up where it does it for you. It does it for you. And I haven't had a chance to check it out. I'm just hearing this. I heard this off of one of my the Sky Shed group, Google group, and I want to go check this out to see how this is, because I heard people giving it a big thumbs up on using this, and he's taking out this extra step that you normally would have to do, going through blinking each and every one of your photos. Greg says, I kind of like blinking my photos. Trust me, that's what I did for the first year of PixInsight. That's all I did was use it for blinking. But
right.
yeah,
You were still using APP.
I was still using APP. So, but no, if you go to SETI Astro's site, and you can check out this new script that he has. I believe it's a script, and you run this, and it's supposed to do everything. It pretty much kind of does everything for you, and then you bring it back into PI or something. I'm not sure. I gotta look into it, but go check out his website, SETIastro.com, I believe, and I think it's going that is supposed to be pretty darn cool. So, but PixInsight, it's expensive. Well, not really. It's not expensive in the grand scheme of things. You're looking at everything else. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, you can't fix stupid.
Can't heal through it either.
You can't heal through it either. Nope. But
that's a call out for all our D&D buddies.
But you've got PixInsight. Dan said if you use Affinity
Photo.
Astro? Affinity Photo. You got Cyril. Have any of you guys used Cyril?
Not
I
yet.
have
No.
not. I just watched a video that what's her name did. Sarah Matthews on
Okay.
Serial and some of the tools that they have now.
Okay. What were your thoughts on the video?
It was pretty. It's getting a lot more powerful. It's getting a lot more stuff. It was pretty interesting.
And and I've used APP, and I still haven't heard about APP 2.0. I haven't checked into it. Working one of these grunt style. I got this. This is. Oh wait. Yep. Let me see here. Yep, grunt style. So yeah. I don't know how many grunt style shirts I have. They're a veteran owned company. I support them, and I don't know how many. I've got too many grunt style shirts. But yeah, it's I'm trying to, it's one of those things. If you could, based off a budget and stuff like that and ease of use, I'd like to get some ideas. I mean, Wilfredo says Cyril has some scripts, very easy to use. And that's a big thing. We talk about ease of use, getting people involved. Some people still feel that Pix Insight, even with Master of Pix Insights in the newbie series, which I still highly recommend. Pix Insight to me is still the gold. It's still been the gold standard. But yeah, it's I'd like to get people's opinions every once in a while. With all the new stuff that keeps coming out, or the stuff that's already here. What are people using? How do they like using it? Stuff like that. Get people's opinions on for newbies and stuff like that, getting started with the process. So, just out of curiosity. 0 plus GIMP equals new equipment. Yeah, free. I can buy new equipment. I can buy some more gear. I hear Skywatchers, speaking of new gear, I hear Skywatchers got a sale going on right now on some of their stuff.
Skywatcher and Celestron just pumped up their prices yesterday.
Oh, they did?
So,
oh my God, never mind.
So
maybe it's just on certain things. Maybe it's just on certain.
Yeah,
certain
I know that High Point or somebody sent out an email about 37% off of something or. Yeah, but it's 37% off of a 20% increase. So, yeah. So, Celestron and Skywatcher sent out a message to all the dealers saying that.
Here's a question, though, and this is just me thinking. I don't want to try to start anything, but do you think after all this is done, and here's my point, David hit the nail right on the head as far as what I was going to ask. Do you think after all of this, the trade war, all of it, tariffs, all of it, do you think the prices are going to come down? No.
Probably not.
Oh, I got my gut splitting over here.
I mean, because you look like, because if you remember, do you remember when something happened? I think it was when the pandemic hit. And
prices went through the roof because of the supply chain.
Because the Rasa at one time was $17.99, and then it went up to over $2,000 during the pandemic, and it never went down.
Nope. But in all fairness, that price went up in 2020, and you have not. Yeah, you have no. It was during the pandemic. It was 2020, maybe early 21. And then the prices have not increased at all since then. And before then, there wasn't a price increase. And the last price increase that I remember was when the I just know because that's when I bought my Spree The prices went up just before that, but just before I bought it, and that was about 4 years before. So in 10 years, the prices only went up twice. So I
Okay.
mean, in all fairness, I mean, they've been doing a good job, kind of keeping it, keeping it stable. But you know what? Do I think the prices are going to go down after the tariff? No, absolutely not. No, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
That's like, do you think the price of gas is going to go down? No, it's not going to go down. You think you can ever see it under $2 again? No,
No, you're never going to see it under $2.
unless if gas starts exploding like out of Old Faithful. I mean, it's not going to go down.
Purely refined.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned gas. I just looked at the market for oil, and oil is now at 50. I think it's $57 a barrel.
Yep.
I remember when I was.
Last I saw was 53.
Huh?
Last I saw was 53.
So it's dropped even further.
If it's at 50, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be the domestic production, is going to drive those prices down. Cost per barrel. Yep.
So, but what we're saying is, eggs are $5 a dozen. Yeah.
Not down here in Florida. They're under $3 a dozen down here now.
Eggs.
In fact, I got them just yesterday at Sam's for $2.69 a dozen.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go back to Sam's. Sam's or Costco.
And that's for the good ones too. That was the free range ones, and I think the egg ones best are just under $3.50 a dozen for the egg ones, 18 pack,
Gotcha.
something like that. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah. Well, if you can get a good deal on, equipment now, do what you can, I guess. I don't know. But that Guide Star, you got me really thinking about that freaking Guide Star now all of a sudden. I don't know. I love William Optics stuff.
Yeah, you will never regret buying that scope. That William Optics is an amazing little scope. I mean, it's not cheap. I think the scope itself.
No, I think it's like $450. It's like $450.
Yeah, I think it's like $450, and then you got to throw another $300 at a camera, $200, $250 at a camera if you can get the $290.
I got a 290 mini. So.
Oh well, there you go. Then all you need is a scope. You're good.
Yeah. I was just saying. I was just contemplating. I mean, I don't need it because I've got a 70 millimeter guide scope, so I don't really need it.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, I just like William Optics stuff.
Yeah.
They make nice stuff.
They do. They make nice stuff. I've got a 174 mini. I've got the 290 mini. And I still have my 224 MC. Yep. So I've got 3 perfectly good guide scopes.
Yep, Chris, that 174 is a sensor on that sub.
Oh yeah,
she got a big old fat butt. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, over 5. It's like a 5.7 micron or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And I'm still looking forward to, at some point, I'm going to use this, but things got to start clearing up. This 432. I reconsidered. I think I'm going to just keep it for planetary. I don't know if we're going to end up using it for deep sky because it's only 1.9 megapixels. It's got a really, really soft resolution. It's really, really low resolution. So I don't think I'm going to use that for deep sky. But I think for planetary and solar and lunar, it'll be fine. I think I'm going to stick with either the 2600 or the 585 or something like that. Corin, did you ever find out the gain of the 585 for the Altair Astro? What the unity gain is? I did run a sensor analysis, but I still have struggles with it. Let me see if I've got this. You guys can help me figure this out. So we can talk a little bit about sensor analysis and figuring out the unity gain, because unity gain is whatever is equal to 1 electron per ADU, I believe. That, if I'm not mistaken, it equals one electron per ADU. So let me see this here. You guys tell me. Figure this out. Okay. So let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Make it a little easier to see. Is that good for you guys to see?
No.
How about now?
What's the matter?
All right, I'm trying to figure out the unity gain of the Altair 585 mono. And if you see my screen here, this was after I ran a sensor analysis using SharpCap. And usually unity gain is usually equal to 1 electron per ADU. So if I'm looking at this, do we figure unity gains probably around 192, 193?
Man, what is the difference between 190 and 200? Holy cow.
Yeah. It's a big difference between the gain, 190 and 200. It's a big difference.
I guess I would keep it right around 190 then.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe around 190, 192, something like that. Because even at full well depth, because this is a 12-bit camera. The 585 is, I believe, is a 12-bit camera. Yeah. So at 100, you're at almost 2.5 electrons per ADU. At 190, you're almost at 1. So I'm thinking, that 191, 192 range, you're probably at unity gain. But yeah, that's a big jump between 190 to 200. How much that drops off?
Yeah, it's saying
even look at your well depth. Even look at your well depth. Your well depth goes from 21 over just a little over 21,000 electrons down to just over 4,200 electrons.
Yeah, there's got to be there's a serious drop off.
There's a big.
They're saying 198.
198, really? That's interesting. Okay. But still, that is quite a bit of a drop off,
Yeah, because I mean, you're literally stepping into an abyss. Going from 190 to 200. You're stepping into an abyss.
Yeah, because even at 177 to 190, you're only dropping
right
a tenth of an electron from 177 to 190.
Yeah, you're hitting. You're definitely hitting a plateau of some sort.
You are. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's dropping off in there.
It just drops like a freaking rock. I mean, even look at the relative gain; it's insane. So.
Yeah, look at the dynamic range difference.
Yep. I mean, it's a big drop. It's a big difference when you go up that high. Even when you're going, even going that little bit, it's just crazy. So,
yeah.
I was just curious. I know Corin and I chatted a little bit about it. He was going to he was going to speak with the team at Altair But yeah, I figured I'd just share this with you. So it's still, you know, sensor analysis is still a very useful tool. All right.
It looks like they plugged in my cameras.
Oh, they
I thought I smelled something burning. That was the smoke coming out of Dan's ears, wasn't it?
could have been.
I mean, it drives me crazy having to walk from my bedroom to my back patio to fix something. I can't imagine being 1,600 miles away from my
Oh
scope.
my God, it would drive me.
No, it's not bad. And when it works, it works. But I mean, you know, when it's and they're really fast.
You take me off.
Things,
Hi, everybody. I'm all big.
you know, but it's just you're all big. Is that what it is?
I'm pretty. I'm just pretty. I just love my shirt. It's all good. Get me out of.
You heard of P Diddy? This is E Diddy.
Mm-hmm. You know how it is. There ain't gonna be no E Diddy party over here. Sorry. No.
What? No baby oil?
Yeah.
That's it. I'm out of here on that note. Oh, but did they charge you another $50 to plug those cameras back in? John's asking.
No, I certainly hope not, because that was the only thing that worked last night was the cameras.
Oh, that's crazy. My just a quick digress on that. You know, the charge to plug something in. My neighbor had a problem with his air conditioner, and he replaced the fan, right, the main motor for the fan, and he plugged it in and couldn't figure out why his air conditioning wasn't working. I mean, it was that the fan was turning, this and that. They had the guy come out. He looked at it. He says, "Yeah, I can fix it. It's going to cost you $50 to fix it." And he's like, $50? That's great. And he said, "Yeah, sure." And he literally unplugged the motor, reversed the polarity, plugged it back in, charged him $50 to do it.
There you go.
That sounds like a fair price.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I bet you completely feel like an idiot now. I mean, come on. It was supposed to be blowing out. It wasn't. It was blowing in.
Sounds like a perfectly fair price.
Yep.
I do that all the time at the shop. People come in, they're stupid. They're like, "Oh yeah, my power port's not working. Can you check it out?"
Yeah, plug it in.
Yeah.
I'll check it.
Well, many moons ago, you know, when I used to, you know, ride dinosaurs to go to work, you know, I used to work as a bicycle mechanic, you know, and I used to build wheels, you know, for some of the local triathletes and this and that, and one of our favorite sales, one of the things that we used to love to sell to people. They'd come in and their rear wheel would be, you know, wobble 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 wobble. I was like, yeah, you need your wheel trued, right? And you know, it's you know, $50, $60 to true up a wheel, and like, or you can buy this truing. You know, here's a spoke wrench. You know, do it yourself. Yeah, we sold a lot of spoke wrenches.
Oh, at the bike shop?
They always came back because they would ruin those freaking wheels. At any rate,
Everything's hooked up. Yay.
Good.
Oh, you're back online?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to see if the focuser is working, because we'll have to see. As normally it's at 19,000. I'm gonna put it at 19,000. See what happens. I'm hoping it's all the way racked in, because if it's not, we're gonna have a bigger problem. Because it's not gonna get focused.
Does the focuser have a manual release for it, like a clutch?
Not the Sesto, no.
How do you get it to its terminal limits? You have to do it manually? Enter it in on your... Well, you said you hope that it's racked all the way in.
Yeah, because
it's not, how do you get it there?
because the focuser's at 0, the focus motor's at 0, so the focuser has to be at 0. You know what I mean? So, you know, you got place to move back and forth. You know, it's just one of those things that's, you know, and because if this wasn't moving last night and all the numbers are off, they're gonna have to fix it again. I mean, it's...
Well, like when I start up my focus routine on Nina, right? If I don't go into the settings and open up settings in the Starlight Instruments and click off that little box that says, you know, sync the focuser. If I don't do that, it reverts to 0 automatically. It just defaults to 0. But if I click that box, then it sets to 50,000. You know, where it's supposed to be, and then I've got room to play either way.
Just waiting to see. Still too bright. Sun's still up. It's 8:40 over there, so.
Well, you know, I agree with you, Dave. You know, the Dave that's in the chat, right? Saying that I still have mixed feelings about, you know, remote setups. You know, I think that a remote setup could be a nightmare if you don't have the right equipment, you don't have the right setup procedures, you know, and you don't have people that know what they're doing for monitoring it. It can be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember when they launched Hubble? You remember when they launched Hubble? And Hubble, that the first couple of years that it was up there in space, they couldn't do anything with it.
Yep.
Because the lens, the one lens was out of whack, and they had to fit it with I think they called it like fitting it with glasses. Remember when they did that?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it worked. But I mean, you're talking about a remote setup. It doesn't get any more remote than Hubble or James Webb.
Yep.
That's really remote.
Yeah, and it's
you got to make sure that stuff works, and you can't fix anything on the James Webb.
You got to send a whole crew up there to do so.
You ain't kidding.
Yeah.
I mean,
the James Webb is, I mean, it's a million miles from here. You can't, that's, if something goes wrong there, it's done.
Yeah. I mean, we were fortunate enough that when it happened to Hubble, the shuttle program was in full swing. So it wasn't that hard to put a shuttle and send people to it. Now, without the shuttle program, man, it's light. I mean, look how long it took to get those 2 astronauts back from the space station.
Yep.
Exactly.
9 months.
Supposed to be 8 days. It turned out to be 9 months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's more administrative than it is anything.
Wow.
That's somebody being a complete asshat.
Yeah, well.
And I don't want
but
to
it was also a case where Boeing's like, yeah, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Well, apparently they didn't.
Yeah.
So I guess I found out where my mini guide scope went.
Oh, why?
Because I'm looking at it in Texas. I forgot I sent it.
Oh.
I've been looking all over for it. But
way to go.
It's sitting right on my carbon star. I guess I'm gonna have to wait an hour to get the see if the sun. You know, I'm hoping this works. I'm hoping that, you know, I'm scared about this focuser. I really am.
I haven't had any issues with mine.
No. Just them that it was messed up for 2 days, and the focuser wasn't moving yesterday, so that throws the numbers off of the focuser for the steps, right? So if the focuser's not moving, the actual but the motor is, and now I don't have enough room to move it back to get to a focus point, and I don't have it. You know
Well,
what
you
I'm
have to re-zero it.
right. I'm just hoping that that's what they did, but I have a feeling that they didn't do that.
You better hope that they're smart.
Well, they keep on unplugging the damn cameras whenever they do anything.
Yeah, it'd be nice if when they're doing something, you could be on the phone with them.
Yeah,
I was going to say.
Just say, hey, I'm at even if you're not, just like a text message on it. We're all on the Discord channel. Hey, Dan, I'm at your scope. Can you log on, make sure everything works all right?
Yeah.
You know,
And then say, well, did you make sure to, rack it all the way in? The Sesto has a clutch system, doesn't it?
No.
No, so yes.
That's what I was asking him.
Yeah, you gotta undo the two grubs, rack it in, zero out the focuser, and do it from there.
See, that's why I got that Astro Oasis.
Yeah. I mean, but they're both the same, resolution motors.
Yeah.
But the Astro Oasis does have that
if
clutch.
something happens, I can just disconnect it.
Yep.
Rack the whole thing in, start and re-zero it.
Yep.
And bang, bang, done. I just put together my M63 data I took with Carbon Star. Came out only a night's worth of data, so it's not better. Could be better. I'll share my screen.
I see the moon.
You see that?
Yeah. Well, give me a second. Yeah. Was that sunflower?
Sunflower, yeah, 63.
Yeah. Can you zoom in on it a little bit?
Yeah.
Looks nice.
So only one night's worth. So probably about 2 hours each channel, LRGB.
All right.
How much
Not
luminance?
too bad.
2 hours.
About the same, about 2 hours. Wasn't too bad. That's the problem, man. The weather's been so crappy. I can't get more than one night at a time. I get one clear night, forget about it. And it's been 2 weeks since I've had a clear night.
Yeah, I just want to see if it gets focused, because you know what I see? I'll show you what I see. That's what I see. And you see this?
Oh, yeah.
That's the moon.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, so gonna be super bright.
Yeah, well, Eric and I have got probably 4 or 5 days of clouds, so we'll be lucky to even see the moon.
Yeah.
It's I can't do things. Not doing a doggone thing.
Yeah, I hear you.
For me, it's just patchy, and I think, what was it, Friday night?
If you have to redo calibration in play,
What's that? What?
Steve was saying with pre-military focusers, redo calibration in play.
Why?
No, he's saying especially. I mean, I don't know if he was talking about for you or if he was talking about something else.
Oh no, it's not.
Oh,
No, it's,
in the play software.
yeah, so it's not about the calibration. The calibration is fine. It's the problem where the focuser mechanically is.
Yeah, you have to
Gotcha.
bottom out the focuser. And
Yeah. So if the focuser
set it to 0.
Yeah, if the focuser
that-
didn't move, and if it's in the middle of the image train and the Sesto Senso says 0, and then they just crank down the grub screws so it now moves, then it's not going to help because I'm not going to be able to go under 0.
You're not going to be able to go under 0.
Yeah.
Well, don't you want the? I mean, how many? First of all, how many steps in that for that motor? I'm just curious.
Like
what's the step range?
40,000, I think.
40.
I thought it was 60.
Maybe 60. I don't know. I thought it was 40.
So if you can get the telescope, to a rough focus, can't you just set the midpoint on that focuser at 20,000 steps and lock it down?
No, I can't sit there and tell the focuser that this is 20,000. Wherever the
Really?
You could 0 it out.
But you can't turn. You can't. There's no reading. Really, there's no reading.
No, there's a reading. There's a reading, but I can't tell it that, you know what, I don't care where the focuser is. This is 20,000.
Right. Yeah. It's got a set.
No focuser can do that.
It'll say set to 0. And you can set it to 0 because you know that the focuser is bottomed out.
Right.
You can't say set to 20,000.
Okay, so the focuser. All right, so your focuser is manually set back to 0. Do you need it?
I don't know. That's the whole thing.
Gotcha.
I don't know where it is because I was messing with it last night, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to rack the Sesto Senso to 0 and be done with it. And I told him that. So I don't know where the focuser mechanically is. If it's the wrong side of focus and I got to go to -10, I can't do that.
You can't do that, right? Right.
Because it's at its limit.
It would be at its limit, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it would be good if you can get on the phone with people and have a brief conversation and stuff like that.
It would be nice.
Or
It would be helpful.
or if you had your camera pointed directly at the focus tube where you could
Well, no,
watch it.
unfortunately, my peer cam is on the wrong side of the telescope. It's not on the focuser side. It's on the other side.
And yeah, so you can't see how far out or in it is. Joseph asked you, Dan, does the Senso start at 5,000 at startup?
No, it starts
Should start where it
starts
was.
at 0.
Right, but I mean,
And you can't adjust
where
that.
it was when you turned it off, it's going to come back on where you left.
Yes, it does. But remember, at the end of the night, I racked it in at 0
You racked it all the way back in.
because I wanted to make sure that everything was set. Because normally the focus point at Starfront for me was about 19,000 steps. So we'll see what happens. I think it's still too dark. Still too light.
The focuser itself is what, a Crayford?
No, it's a rack and pinion.
It's a rack. Okay.
Yeah, no, the original focuser with the Carbon Star was a crate.
Yep.
But the problem with it was it would easily slip.
Yeah.
you had to crank that center screw so tight to keep it from slipping. Because once you put a camera and a filter wheel and everything on it, it would slip. So they came out with an upgrade for a rack and pinion. It works. Champ.
Let's see.
Have a good one, Wilfredo.
See you,
Yeah,
Will.
we're just BSing here. So
Don't forget
Will.
to give this show, don't forget before you leave, give a thumbs up to the show. It really helps out. As well as don't forget to vote for Image of the Week for this Friday. We're going to announce that. So
I'm going to go take a look at them now. Let's see what we got. Boy, that balloon, that onion is amazing.
yeah. It's still not dark yet.
We got planetary stuff this week. Ooh.
don't forget to vote for Image of the Month as well. If you haven't done that yet, don't forget to vote for Image of the Month. You have until next week. Next week will be the last week to, next Friday is the last Friday to vote for Image of the Month as well.
Man, Dr. Meyer again with an amazing. I wonder if he got that.
Norm says, I go to enter in a photo, but when I see Greg's in there, I quietly back away.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm going to drop this sucker. Yep, I've got an awesome shot. Let's use my competition.
I don't know. There's some good ones. Mitch's.
Whoa.
Mitchell's.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Saturn's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The home-built Newtonian.
Yeah. Random toy. Can you not go to the moon, do a very short exposure, and get a rough focus? Steve would ask.
All right, I voted.
Hey, Tom, have a good one. See if you get that scope out of there. Get the scope out. Have some fun. Hey, Norm, I still have to catch up with you, go over a few things, all that fun stuff. See if there's any other things that I need to do for auto guiding and all that other good stuff. So I'll probably try to catch up with you soon, just to go over some of the other sky stuff, if you have time.
It's also important for anybody that's in the chat that is new, you know, or maybe you're feeling a little intimidated by you know, the some of the chat, some of the senior astrophotographers that are in there. They're talking, you know, all big stuff and such. I would encourage you to ask your questions. Make sure that, you know, you're if you need help, that you're raising your hand, because that's what we're all about here. You know, it's helping people to grow into the field. You know, it's easy to get lost in the minutia of the higher end stuff, but we don't ever want to forget people that are new into this, because that's bread and butter. We don't get new blood, we might as well hang it up.
Agreed.
Well, that was kind of refreshing when we were at Neath. There was a couple of young kids.
Yeah.
By the booth, buying equipment. Parents.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Saying, I need this or I want that. It's like,
Yeah.
This is really interesting. And they were smart kids.
Colin. I'm sorry. Corin, my bad. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Yeah, my son, the seniors, juniors and seniors in school, he's got some friends, and they come over and they've never seen anything like the rig that I have in the backyard, and they're like, "Oh, that thing is so cool! Oh my god!" Yeah. So kids are definitely
when I show people pictures of the stuff that I use, they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. We're about that time.
Yep. 10 o'clock.
Mr. Dave, final thoughts?
No, it's good to be back on with you guys, and I'll be here again for Friday. So sorry I missed the last 4 shows.
Yep. Well, welcome back. Everybody's got to miss a couple.
Back. Hopefully, I'll get some nights in and be able to take some more photos.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Eric, you get your MIT up and running and start collecting some photons yourself.
Yeah, hopefully so. It's not going to be for about another 2 weeks, but at least right now, at least another week and a half. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But at least this way I can work on the software and start working on getting things dialed in. So appreciate it.
At least you got it on the pier and the ground where nothing's going to blow over.
Exactly. So things won't get knocked over. Oh man,
that's still amazing to me that blew over. It's unbelievable.
I know.
Mine blew over. I tell you that. I tell you guys.
Man.
So my 127 on the EQ6R blew over.
Oh my god.
I had the cover over it, and I had a big heavy cover, and the winds picked up, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear this boom, and I look outside, it's leaning on the rails on my deck. And it
you told us about that.
Every ounce of strength I had to pick that thing up and put it upright. Fortunately, nothing was broke. Everything was fine. Like, holy crap. So I think I got to get a lighter weight cover for that. Winds pick up.
Either that or just, anchor it to your deck somehow.
Well, that too. That might be a good idea as well. But it's funny, the Carbon Star didn't have any problem. But I've got the Astromania cover on it. It's very light. It's kind of like the other. It's very light, and I have it cinched at the bottom, so it doesn't fill up with air when the wind blows.
Right.
Where this big one, it filled up with air and it pulled everything.
Yeah.
Oh, is it all good though?
Everything works.
No, that's what matters.
Everything's fine, but it startled the hell out of me.
I bet.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Scott, final thoughts?
Well, watch for some new videos coming, and we have we're quickly approaching our 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. But I want to definitely give a shout out to all the people that have been supporting and watching the channel. The watch hours are definitely going through the roof, which is really that's a huge thumbs up on that. People are watching the stuff. We actually got picked up again. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Telescope, our scope trader, picked up another one of our videos and did another full article, and it's got 2 of mine. Which I thought was pretty cool. But I will be processing M51, my LRGB data, and hopefully I'll have an image for the videos coming forward here. And as soon as we can get some hydrogen alpha data, I'll be adding that to it as well. But and if anybody has any ideas or any suggestions, for topics on the channel, please send me a note, astroplayground1@gmail.com. I will take those under advisement and consider doing topics, you know, for video. But we're definitely looking forward to more image capture, especially moving into nebula season and setting up that hyperstar. You know, there'll be a full series on that, and so fun stuff going forward. And also, hey, just as a quick update, my wife has been just busting her cute little rear end, getting that website, you know, up and doing. I don't know if you. I know you've been busier than one arm paper hanger, Dan, but you know, she was showing me some of the things
What is a one-armed paper hanger?
Like wallpaper.
I have no idea what the hell that is.
Imagine a one-armed paper hanger, okay? Yeah, trying to hang wallpaper with one arm. You're busy.
That's busy.
You know, I've been so concentrating. I'm actually in focus. I got in focus, so.
Oh,
nice.
good.
All right.
So,
but she has been working really diligently.
But I had to stop because I had no idea what the hell you were talking about.
Oh, you mean the website?
No, the paper.
No,
hanger.
one-arm hanger.
That one hung you up, did it?
I was like,
yeah.
What
for you?
Because a paper hanger doesn't sound very busy.
One-legged man in a butt kicking contest. How about that?
Spend a lot of time laying down, I think.
Oh man.
It's like what do you call a guy with no arms, no legs on the front of your porch? Matt.
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 You're fired. You are so fired.
All right. That's it. He's had his final thoughts right now. Mr. Higgins has had his final thought right now. That's it. Oh,
long and short of the website, you're gonna really like what she's been doing with the site. It's looking really nice. So
cool.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, have a great rest of your week. We are now officially to the second half of the week. So see you guys on Friday. And as always, keep imaging, keep educating, clear skies, and we will see you guys on Friday. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and don't forget to vote. So take care, guys.
See everyone.
See you on Friday.